All right, what's going on, everybody? I'm Blitz5 and I hope you guys are doing well. And we officially have the information out for the PUBG and Dead by Daylight collab. So in this video, I'm going to be going through how to access that game mode, when it's going live, how to play it, and all that stuff right here. So if you guys are interested, make sure you stick around. So first and foremost, this game mode is coming out this Friday, October 21st, and running all the way until November 7th. And this is kind of a mini version of Dead by Daylight. And if you're not familiar with Dead by Daylight, that's fine. I've never played it either. But this is basically a survival horror game where one person plays as a killer and the rest play as survivors. The survivors are trying to get out of the level or the map, doing certain quick time events. And the killer is trying to track down and kill the said survivors. This is pretty cool. PUBG has made their own little map for this, allegedly. We haven't seen too much footage of it yet. And obviously on Friday, we're going to be playing it like crazy. And then I also want to let you guys know that on Sunday, I'm going to be hosting custom games where we're going to be trying this game mode out. Maybe we'll do some regular game modes as well, but we're definitely going to be doing the Dead by Daylight game mode. And that's, again, for all PUBG console players. Anybody's welcome. PUBG's free to play. So if you guys are Dead by Daylight fans and you want to check it out, you can. Easy to download, not a huge game file, like 20 gigabytes. Download it and come check it out. That's going to be this Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern and 9 p.m. for anybody in the UK. And that's going to all be taking place at twitch.tv/blitz5 and friends. So let's get into the information surrounding this. And just to get people kind of excited, this is perfect time for Halloween. I want to show you guys the new skins that are coming out first before we get into all the information. These, I think, are Dead by Daylight characters, I'm guessing. Again, I've never played that game, but these are going to be available to purchase in PUBG. And it seems like these are reasonably priced for PUBG. I'm definitely going to be picking up a few of these for sure. And that's exciting. Always looking for new Halloween skins. And I love this time of year. Just a perfect timing for this game mode, which is really cool. So again, for people that aren't familiar, the way this is going to work is when you log into PUBG, there's going to be a banner that you're going to be able to select to load into this game mode only. And there's going to be a certain amount of players that go into each game. It looks like right now that's going to be 1 killer and 4 survivors, but it also said that in custom games, there's going to be up to 3 killers and 14 survivors. So I'm not sure exactly how this is going to work on the main game, on the live server. But in any case, you'll be able to load into that from the main menu screen right into there. And then obviously, if nobody picks a killer and everyone survivors, it's going to randomly make someone the killer. And if everyone picks to be the killer, then obviously it's got to take enough players to be the survivor to balance it out. And then also, I just want to let people know that you can access this through the custom game section if you want to just play with your friends only and not in the public domain. So we're going to go over the guide here. We'll start with the survivor first, how to play. And then we'll go to the killer and some extra information at the end. So we have, as the survivor, you're going to be running around and you will be moving, I think, in a slower state than normal. Sprinting or being damaged will reveal your trail to the killer for 10 seconds. Your heart will beat faster and louder when the killer is near you, kind of letting you know that the killer is around. And sprinting will drain your exhaust gauge. If your exhaust gauge is fully depleted, you cannot sprint until your gauge regains health. So you're going to have to be smart about when you sprint away from the killer so you don't run out of that. And then there's no fall damage, it says. So you have the normal state that you are moving around in and playing in. And then once you take damage, you will be brought into the damage state. You will drop a consistent blood trail lasting for 4 seconds to let the killer know where you are. And then you will also moan in pain, LOL. Which may alert the killer, I guess, if the killer is nearby. The only way to get back to normal state is by using a med kit. Then if you're damaged and take more damage, you will get knocked out. Once you're knocked out, your movement speed will drastically decrease. You cannot interact with any objects, so you can't turn on the generators or anything like that. And the killer or another survivor will be able to pick you up. Your health will slowly decrease for 4 minutes. And if no one picks you up in those 4 minutes, you'll die. So it takes 4 minutes for you to get killed, which I think is a good balance mechanic. You can just stay alive for a little bit longer, but you have to be picked up in that time or you will be killed. And then you can actually heal yourself without a med kit, which I'm kind of confused by, but you can't actually get out of the knocked out state unless someone actually heals you. Then here are the generators that you need to turn on to escape and win as a survivor. So once you pull up to the generator, you will need to perform a quick time event. And if you succeed, the repair gauge slightly increases. And then if you fail, your location is revealed to the killer. So you definitely do not want to fail these. And if there's multiple players or survivors on the generator, it'll actually speed up the time it takes to do this. I don't know how many times you'll have to do this to turn it on. But basically you can kind of maybe strategize. 2 survivors go to one generator, 2 survivors go to the other generator to speed things up and have a better chance of success. And then once you flip on all the generators, or you need one more generator than there are survivors. So if you're playing with 4 survivors, you need to turn on 5 generators. So once you flip the switch, the exit will be opened and you have 2 minutes to leave or else you lose. If somebody is in a blue zone locker or is stuck or is knocked, then you have 4 or more minutes, at least if the survivor is knocked, like I said. And then if every survivor fails to escape within this specific time, the killer wins, obviously. And then this is something interesting. If you're the only survivor alive, so I guess if everybody gets knocked or killed, then the exit gate just opens and you have a last chance to just try and escape, which is a little interesting. Last ditch effort, I suppose. And I'll explain more about the blue zone locker when we get to the killer. Here's an image of it right here. Some more information. Survivors cannot kill the killer, and they avoid getting damaged or knocked out and sent to the blue zone locker and sacrifice. Okay, I guess we'll just get into it now. So the blue zone locker is basically a place where the killer can bring you into the locker and you will die in 2 minutes if someone doesn't get you out of the locker. And then the only way to get out of the locker is if another survivor uses a toolbox and does a quick time action, I think, to get you out, or just uses that toolbox, then you get out of the locker. But if you go back into the locker for a second time, you'll die in 1 minute. And if you go into the locker a third time, you just instantly die. So if you're constantly getting taken to the locker, you're going to get knocked out pretty quick. And I guess the killer is going to want to prioritize maybe getting the same person in there, because then he can get a kill faster. You can also knock over randomly spawned pallets to either gain distance while running away or hit the killer to disorient them. So there's going to be pallets you can knock over to stop the killer temporarily. And then there's also items that you'll be able to use against the killer and to help yourself out. So it looks like each item has a level 1 and a level 2, except for the smoke. So we have level 1 and 2 medkits, level 1 and 2 toolbox, which I'm assuming is just a faster time to get somebody out of that blue zone locker. You have a smoke, and then you have 2 different stuns to disorient the killer. Then going to the killer guide, pretty obvious here, but you're trying to kill the survivors, no fall damage. And then there's certain events where once they're achieved by the survivor, or if they fail to do the generator, stuff like that, their silhouettes will actually pop up in the game. So you'll be able to see through different things in the game to track down those players faster. Generators being repaired can be damaged with the interaction key, so you can kind of bring them back down, and you can destroy those pallets that are knocked over that stop you. Additionally, the killer does have some items that they can use, or weapons, to try and take out the survivors. They have a Winchester, which they can get ammo by the blue zone locker. They have a machete, but it's only a immediate kill or knock if someone is vaulting or interacting with an object. So you definitely want to save that. If someone's going for the generator, then hit them with the machete. And then there's also a sticky bomb available, but you can only hold 2 sticky bombs and you can't throw them. I think you need to wait like 5 seconds after using one. And I feel like if you guys are PUBG fans, you know the sticky bomb sucks in the game. And it seems like it'd probably be pretty hard to use this unless it's changed in this game mode. Against the survivors, you can knock them out, like we mentioned. So you can knock out a survivor and you can wait 4 minutes for them to die, but there's probably a high probability they're going to get rezzed in that 4 minutes, or you can use them as bait, or you can bring them to the blue zone locker like we mentioned before. If nobody comes for them, they'll die in 2 minutes. If it's their second time in the blue zone locker, they die in 1 minute. If it's their third time, they die immediately. So you're going to want to most likely bring them to the locker, because that gives you some time to track down another killer or another survivor, or you could again use them as bait, those knocked players or the people in the locker as bait to get additional survivors. But you also have to watch out because the other survivors will be going for the generators. And again here, the event mode is running from October 21st to November 6th, but it does say in the custom game settings that it's running till December 8th. So I don't know if that was a typo, or December 7th, or if you're going to be able to play it 1 month longer in custom games. Anyways, if you want to do this, definitely, do it by November 7th just to make sure. And I think that's about it. Also, there's some events happening. So if you want to get in those events, make sure you join them when this goes live. PUBG does not automatically join you into the event, so make sure you do that, or look out for any information surrounding that for extra rewards. And then just a reminder that this does not provide any XP or track anything for the regular stats in your PUBG career, right? It's not going to go into your career history or replays if you're on PC, stuff like that. This is just a fun game mode that's kind of outside the regular version of the game. And remember, for all the console players out there, custom games this Sunday, October 23rd. I hope to see you guys there over on Twitch. And as always, thank you all for watching. I'm Blitz5, and peace out.